Every country on Earth is famous for something: power, wealth, technology. But some countries dominate the world in a way most people never think about. Not through money, not through weapons, but through animals. Entire species. Millions of them. Today, we're revealing the countries that secretly control the animal world. And some of these numbers will completely shock you. Number 1, India, the cattle superpower. India is home to the largest cattle population on Earth. Over 300 million cattle live within its borders. That's more cattle than the entire population of the United States. In India, cows are more than livestock. Their culture, religion, daily life. From farming to transportation, cattle shape the economy and rural survival. No other country even. Number 2, China, the pig empire. If pigs ruled the world, China would be their capital. China raises nearly half of all pigs on Earth, over 450 million pigs. Pork is deeply woven into Chinese culture and cuisine. Entire industries exist just to support this massive population. In fact, when China's pig numbers rise or fall, global food prices react. That's not farming, that's power.
Number 3, Australia. Camels. Here's a fun one. Camels. You're probably thinking Middle East or North Africa, right? Well, prepare to be shocked. Australia actually has the world's largest population of wild camels, between 300,000 and 1 million. They were originally imported in the 19th century for transportation and construction, then released into the wild. But if we're talking domesticated camels, Somalia takes the lead with over 7 million, followed by Sudan and Ethiopia. For Bactrian camels, the two-humped ones, Mongolia and China have the largest populations. Number 4, South Africa. Penguins. Now let's head south, way south, to talk about penguins. When you think penguins, you probably think Antarctica, right? Well, yes and no. Antarctica itself isn't a country, but if we're counting the Antarctic continent, it's home to millions of penguins, including the iconic Emperor and Adelie penguins. But since Antarctica has no sovereign nation, let's look at actual countries. South Africa takes the title for a country with the most African penguins, with colonies at places like Boulders Beach. But for overall penguin populations within territorial waters, Argentina wins with several million penguins across multiple species along its Patagonian coast. The Falkland Islands, though a British territory, also hosts over 1 million penguins. These little tuxedo-wearing birds are more widespread than you might think. Number 5, Canada. Polar bears. Let's head to the Arctic for our next animal, the mighty polar bear. These apex predators are perfectly adapted to life on the ice, but which country has the most? Canada is the polar bear capital of the world, home to roughly 16,000 of the estimated 26,000 polar bears left on Earth. That's about 60% of the global population. The town of Churchill in Manitoba is literally called the polar bear capital of the world. Russia comes in second with around 5,000 to 6,000 bears, followed by Greenland and Norway. Climate change is the biggest threat these bears face as Arctic sea ice continues to shrink. Number 6, the United States with 90 million dogs. America's canine obsession is real. From Texas ranches to Manhattan apartments, dogs are everywhere. Golden retrievers in suburbs, chihuahuas in LA, working dogs on Montana farms. Nearly 40% of American households have at least one dog, and they're treated like royalty. Americans spend over $100 billion annually on their pets, funding everything from premium food to doggy daycare and birthday parties. But it's deeper than dollars. Dogs are woven into American life. They're in family photos, on road trips, and working from home alongside their owners. They're jogging partners, therapists, and protectors. Number 7, Australia, with 65 million sheep. In the land down under, sheep don't just outnumber people, they dominate.
With a human population of just 26 million, that's roughly 3 sheep for every Australian. Australia is the world's largest wool producer, and these 65 million sheep are the backbone of a multi-billion-dollar industry. From the vast outback stations of New South Wales to the rolling hills of Tasmania, sheep farming is woven into the nation's identity. Merino sheep, prized for their ultra-fine wool, are the stars here. Australian merino wool is considered the finest in the world, exported to luxury fashion houses globally. But it's not just about wool, it's about heritage. Sheep shearing competitions, working border collies, and sprawling pastoral properties define rural Australia. Number 8. Scotland, with 400,000 red deer. In the misty highlands of Scotland roams Europe's largest population of wild red deer, 400,000 strong and utterly majestic. These are Scotland's largest land mammals, with stags sporting impressive antlers spanning over a meter wide. They've inhabited these rugged mountains for thousands of years, becoming woven into Scottish legend and identity. From the Cairngorms to the Isle of Rum, these herds move freely across vast, wild estates, thriving in one of Europe's last great wildernesses. It's a landscape made for them: remote glens, heather-covered hills, and ancient forests. Carefully managed through traditional deer stalking, the population stays balanced while the deer remain a symbol of Scotland's untamed beauty. Scotland at number 8, where 400,000 red deer don't just survive, they reign over the highlands as living emblems of wild, rugged Scotland. Number 9, Mongolia, with 3 million horses. In the vast steppes of Mongolia, horses aren't just animals, they're the soul of a nation. With 3 million horses roaming free, Mongolia has more horses per capita than anywhere on Earth. These aren't your typical domesticated breeds. Mongolian horses are short, stocky, and incredibly tough, descended from the same steeds that carried Genghis Khan's armies across continents. They can survive brutal winters at -40 degrees and thrive on nothing but wild grass. Here, horses run semi-wild across endless grasslands, living much as they did 800 years ago. Nomadic herders still rely on them for transportation, herding livestock, and producing arag, fermented mare's milk, a traditional staple. Horse culture defines Mongolia. Children learn to ride before they can walk, and the annual Naadam Festival showcases breathtaking horsemanship that's been perfected over millennia. Mongolia at number 9, where 3 million horses gallop free, carrying forward an ancient legacy across the world's last great steppes. Number 10, Tanzania and Kenya with 1.5 million wildebeest. Across the savannas of East Africa thunders one of nature's greatest spectacles: 1.5 million wildebeest, driving the world's most epic migration. Every year, these powerful antelopes embark on an 1,800-mile circular journey between Tanzania's Serengeti and Kenya's Masai Mara, following the rains in an endless search for fresh grass. It's the largest land migration on the planet. The drama is intense. River crossings where crocodiles wait, predators lurking at every turn, and thousands of calves born during the journey. It's raw survival on a massive scale. But wildebeest aren't just migrants, they're ecosystem engineers, fertilizing grasslands and sustaining lions, hyenas, and vultures. Without them, the entire Serengeti ecosystem would collapse.